Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, you beautiful people? So it's 2:47 a.m. I am on my way to the gym right now. About to go get my workout on, get my day prepared. I love that saying that the person who can win the first hour of the day can win the whole day. I've had to pull back from previewing my social media feeds and looking at emails and going into text messages and doing some of those other things that would ordinarily get me off track, especially if there was something in there that caught my attention and had my mind mentally racing in an opposite direction of going to work out or going to get my day plan. Instead, I take that time to get ready, to listen to something motivational, and to pray. You know, I used to think that praying was some type of weird joke. You know, when people would say, you know, you should pray, and it'd be like, who am I praying to? What am I praying about? And, you know, how long do I do this for? Because quite frankly, I'd like to be doing something else. But I never forget my pastor saying, he said, the moment my prayer life became bigger than anything else, he said, that's when my life started to change. And when you start looking into what the word or what the concept behind praying basically means is, it's a way to communicate directly with God. And now keep something in mind, and I want you to consider this. Imagine you have, and everybody has this, they have that one relative that they only talk to every once in a while, and it's only when the relative wants something. Now, if you're me, well, nobody's like me. Just like nobody's like you. But how I typically handle that is I won't give you anything. I'll give you a lecture that might end up having you wonder why you even asked me in the first place. I'll help, but I won't give you anything. But I'll help. I'll give you my time. And it's the same way with God. If it's only when something is wrong that you actually want to get down and have a conversation and start praying, and maybe not even bend your knees, just be like talking, hey, God, driving down the car with tears in your eyes, looking crazy. Hey, God, would you do this? Would you do that? Like, I don't believe that God doesn't listen to you. I think he hears you. I think he'll make a move on it. I just think he feels like you're still not in an obedient place where it's going to matter. Follow me when I'm saying this. If God knows everything that's good for you and he can't even trust you to get on your knees and talk to him, or to lift your head to the sky and talk to him, then he already knows what you're going to do if he provides a solution to your problem right away. You'll just forget him again. So when I started understanding what the value on that actually meant, then it was easier to sit down and have a conversation, and not have a conversation with God where I'm like, God, please do this, please. You know, if anything, lately I've been becoming more habitual about asking God to give me more process. See, I've learned that through my process becomes my progress. My progress always begets what it is that I want. So sometimes you can't just ask for the apple. Sometimes you got to ask for the seed, because the seed has the potential to grow a tree. Versus an apple is just an apple. So you got to keep everything in perspective. When you're thinking about what it is that you want more of the process. But outside of that, I think it's a conversation, and I always put things in human perspective, and I say, well, how do I want to talk to? When we sit down and have a conversation, do I always want to hear what you want, or do I want to hear what you're thankful for? Because hearing what you want, it gets old. It's like, dude, do you ever run out of list of things that you want? Have you not got anything yet? And if so, why are you not talking about the things that you have got? Why are you not talking about the stories about the things you have got? And so when you sit down to have this prayer life and this prayer relationship, are you trying to convince God that none of the things that you've asked for, or none of the things that you've desired have come to fruition? That you can't take the time out to just say, thank you. I think that's the most powerful word that you can ever use is thank you. Hey, you look good today. Thank you. Hey, I like the smell of your cologne. Thank you. Hey man, I like what you wrote. Thank you. I like your videos. Thank you. Hey, you're doing a good job. Thank you. Oh man, you really like the videos? I mean, they're kind of like so, you know. Oh, you like my cologne? Yeah, it was like, you know, it's like one of my third. You know, it's not really the best. It's, you know, it is what it is. It was closest to my hand, so it's the one I used. Just thank you. Right? So I apply all these theories when I get down to pray, because if that's the way I communicate with God, if that's my time to communicate with God, and God is the Almighty, and I've seen Him work miracles in my life. I've seen it. When I have a gun pointed directly at my face and it jams. I've seen His miracles. I've seen His power firsthand. Dude, do you know if you went and re-looked at the movie of my life, you would look and you'd be like, dude, how is he alive? How's he still here? Or better yet, how's he thriving? Not surviving, how is he thriving? Like, dude, I'm gonna kill today. I am going to kill it. No fear, no apprehension, no hesitation. How? You want to know how? God. So when I sit back and I really can reflect, and then I start applying, how do I want the conversation between me and another human being to take place? And then let me amplify that times 1,000,000,000 for the person, the one being, the one creature, when everybody else gave up on me. How do I magnify our conversation? Well, I can never get on God's level, but I can always just say, thank you. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you for my health. Thank you for the air in my lungs. I got a cousin right now, he can't breathe without a breathing machine. He can't go too far because the damn breathing machine is just, it's highly flammable. They don't like it on planes. They don't like it in public. But he wasn't always like that. So what he's going through allows me to be thankful for the fact that I can take in these great big deep breaths. And I'm thankful not to be taking it for granted. Or when I'm driving by and I'm seeing people who are living under a bridge, the Jefferson Bridge. Or roaming the streets talking to themselves. God, thank you for this roof over my head. Thank you. Thank you that my mind is still intact. You know, life gives you 1,000,000 examples on what you could be thankful for. And life gives you 1,000,000 examples on why God is real. But we default to this same old donkey Igor thinking, oh me, oh poor me. Instead of getting down on your knees and giving some praise and thanks to God. Listen, I'm only getting stronger in my belief. I'm only getting stronger in my faith. I'm only going stronger in the direction that I want to be in. And I'm only trying to give somebody else the same hope because it's possible. Like 99% of my fallouts with my relatives and my family is they still think I'm the same me. They still see the same troubled kid getting kicked out of school every day. They don't see the person showing up to church every Sunday and Wednesday and helping out whenever I'm asked. They see the one walking in the house smelling like weed. They don't see the one that's at the gym every single day, working out, running miles. They see the same one that was in the back of a police car handcuffed. They don't see the one now that's picking up his daughter and smiling and having ice cream with their kids and playing Uno last night. They see the one that was hanging out all late at night, not getting home, not coming home, being disappeared for a couple days. Not the person who was in bed at 9 o'clock and back up at 1:40. So when you're up against other people's impression of you and you can't have a real conversation about who you are now, who do you turn to? How much evidence do you need? How much convincing do you need? If you develop your prayer life and you can have a real conversation like you would want somebody to have with you and not always complaining. I'm not saying don't take your problems to God. I'm saying make your thanks be known. And tell God, this is what I want. See, I don't mind helping somebody, but I don't need you walking up to me giving me some sob story. I need you to come up and just, hey man, this is how it is. All right, man, I feel that. Yeah. And this is what I need. All right. All right, I feel you. That sounds good. Let's do that. Oh man, all passive aggressive. Oh man, I'm kind of down on my luck and, blah, blah, blah. Well, hey, bro, here's how you get up on your luck. Have a real conversation. Because if you have a real conversation, you might find out that you're talking to a real God. And when you're talking to a real God, you increase your chances of having a real blessing. But if you only want to have a sometime relationship, then expect God to have a sometime relationship with you. But just know that at the moment you want to have a real conversation, you really want to engage and you really want to develop that relationship and you really want it to be personal and you really want it to be closer than a brother and you really want it closer than a friend, just understand something, that you can always do that. But God don't need to come looking for you. He ain't lost. Develop the relationship. Hey, I'm only telling you what works. It works for me. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, any comments, if you want to know how I do it, how I develop my relationship, ask. Dude, there's somebody out there that's in dire needs, pain, and I'm telling you, it's not easy. Why you think I ask for process? Because I'm like, dude, if I got to do this the hard way, you might as well go on and give it to me. Just give me the bad news first. Just give me the bad news first. Because everything else after that, I can work through. Give me the process. Is it death? No, is the death of loved ones, is that going to teach me something? Give it to me. Is it my finances not touching and agreeing? Is that going to give me a lesson? Give it to me. Is it something happened to one of my children? Give it to me. If the process makes you better, why would you try to avoid the process? The process of pressure creates a diamond. The process of time creates a relationship. The hurdles that you go through creates a strong relationship. So if you have any questions, if you'd like to talk to me directly, just leave a comment. Simple as that. Have a wonderful, blessed day.